Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
You got in trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No, that's not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
Right.
That didn't happen.
You wouldn't follow the change of law, which was designed
Not
to
once it was
outlaw
law.
discrimination.
No.
You cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad that I have
but you get
exercised
my
my
point.
freedom.
You're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
you have got me.
I know in today's world it's really hard to follow logical thinking with these people, but all these people do is think about people, think about dyeing and changing their hair, and think about all of these rainbow colors which make absolutely no sense. These people do not live in reality and they'll keep living in their delusion.
Online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men.
Apparently women don't need men, but the very studio that all of these women are sitting in were more than likely made by men. It's crazy how men have civilized the world so much that these people can go on the TV made by men, speak on the camera made by men, sit on the chairs that they're sitting on made by men, sleep in the houses that they sleep in made by men, and somehow come here and say that they don't need men. If dictionaries were to have pictures beside them and you were to check up the word delusion, you would see a picture of all of these women.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed. Oh, go. Want some? My mom's here, by the way. The marshmallow tunnel.
Hi, my name's Queenie and my pronouns are they, them. When I post about my gender identity and my sexuality, when I say that I don't want any labels, that is not an invitation for you to speculate on who I am or what I am. It's not a guessing game for you to play over whether I'm a girl or a boy, about what's in my pants, or if I'm pan or bi or trixic or homoflexible or gray romantic or anything else. You don't need to fully understand the nuances of gender identity or sexuality to know that each person knows who they are better than you ever will.
Once again, they prove me right with the hair dye. I'm beginning to believe all of that hair dye seeps into their brain and makes them say the nonsense that they say in these videos. No one cares about you, you're a woman and that's it. You can keep saying all of the nonsense about how you're a they, them, a he, a Zer, and all of the above nonsense that you claim you are.
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay.
Kathleen Kennedy is down on set right now ruining the new Bambi movie.
Put a diverse woman in it, make it gay.
Bambi's a baby deer.
Fuck baby deer, put a chick in it, make her gay.
We've sent her away to have lunch at Spago.
There you are, Miss Kennedy, the linguine and clam sauce.
Excuse me, I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay.
Yes, the chef was a little confused what you meant by that.
Means put a chick in the linguine and make her fucking gay. And I want it laid.
Before we get back into the video, I need everyone to turn on their post notifications so that you get notified whenever one of my videos come out. Like the video as much as possible, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter at YinkaThatGuy. Let us get back into the video.
A man who calls himself trans is wearing woman face no different than I would wear blackface trying to be a black person.
I understand. And
it's assuming an identity that isn't yours.
On that specific example, I think it's the intention behind it.
The intention is completely irrelevant. It's the action that we must judge, correct?
Intentions
so if somebody robs a bank because they're poor, they should still go to jail regardless if they're poor or rich. If somebody appropriates a womanhood identity, they could say, well, I just wanted to be happy, or I just wanted to win the NCAA championship because I wasn't able to compete against men. We should call them a cheater. He said on ESPN, I just wanted to be happy. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of happy cheaters out there. That's why we have standards.
I feel like you're giving a lot more malicious intent to these individuals.
But it's irrelevant. They're doing something evil. It doesn't matter if they think they're doing good. The Nazis thought they were doing good. Every evil force in the history of the world thinks they're doing good.
And what he said was absolutely true. How in the blue hell do you know what it feels like to be a woman when you're not a woman? These people preach all about loving yourself and owning yourself, yet they don't even love the very thing that they are.
I just go by she, her. What about you?
I just use my name as my main pronoun.
What's your name?
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, but my secondary pronoun, I just go by her. So just like you go by she, her, instead of she, I go by Nick, basically. So I got this exercise that I do basically for us to get comfortable with each other's pronouns. So basically I'll start with the exercise. So for you, I'd go your she, her, your she, her, your she, her. And for me, you could go.
So you're Nick. You're...
This Mother's Day is especially significant for me because it's the first Mother's Day that I am celebrating since coming out as trans and starting HRT. So it's kind of special. At church this Sunday morning, they gave all the moms carnations and letters saying Happy Mother's Day, and I was happy to be a recipient of one of those. I took it home and showed my daughter, and who is 8, and she said, "But you're not a mom." I said, "Well, yes, I am." And she said, "No, you're not." And the reason she said that is because my wife doesn't allow her to call me mom. I'm known as parent. So not dad, not mom, just parent, which seems kind of, makes me sad. I wish she would call me mom, but she doesn't. So I said to her, well, I'm a mom, whether you acknowledge that or not. I am still a mom. And to all of those who are going through a similar situation, I see you. You are valid. If you are trans female and have kids, you're a mom. You're no less a mom than anyone else. Okay, so insist upon your identity. If you are a mom, you are valid. That is who you are. And I hope things change for me. But right now, that's just where my family is at. So from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all a happy and love-filled Mother's Day. Take care, my friends.
It's very sad that in today's world, we have 8-year-olds who know more than the adults. And the 8-year-old is a very smart individual because at least they live in reality.
My LGBTQ friends are usually male and female and not some unicorn gender that's been made up.
That's so hateful. You're just like erasing. Yeah.
Construct. Gender's a social construct, right? And I don't have boobs. That's just a social construct. Oh, and penises don't exist, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's male and there's female. There are two biological genders. Science exists. I'm sorry to tell you all that science exists, but it does. There is biology, there is science. I mean, you can live in your magical, made-up world with trigger warnings.
Friends, hear you talking right now because
they'll come out of the woodworks and defend me, guaranteed. Because I've got lots of friends. That's great.
And you know what? I'm finding a lot of what you're saying extremely offensive.
I'm tired of people saying everything is hateful when people disagree with you. It's not hateful to tell people the truth. These people live in La La Land Disney World where no one can tell them anything. To tell people the truth is actually more loving than to lie to them about what they are.
So I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here, because you know what sucks? It was recently Mother's Day. And my mother is one of the sweetest, kindest, and most supportive and accepting people I have ever met and I've ever known. And I love her greatly. As I've become an adult, she and I have become closer than ever because of some shared experiences in life. But I live in Texas. Now, I live in a very liberal and accepting part of Texas, and I am very lucky to do so. Where I grew up, where my mom lives, is nothing like that. So, guess who did not get to go home and visit their mother for Mother's Day? Me. I had to settle for calling her. Now, we talked for a good hour, but we caught up. But this sucks. That I don't feel safe going back to visit my mom. No matter how much I feel like I pass or do not pass, it doesn't matter. There's a fear there now. And that's not cool. That's just something I wanted to say, I guess.
This is absolute bullcrap. No one cares about you as much as you think they do. These people try as hard as possible to make themselves feel special when you're really not that special. I'm sure that's part of the reason why all of them dye their hair to stand out. You're a woman.
Teachers are powerful. So it's a question of how we use our power. It was important to me to be visible to everyone in the school community, meaning I really needed to know that there couldn't be a lonesome, scared adolescent anywhere in our school who believed that he or she was the only LGBT person. One of the best things that happened was about 18 kids showed up at my door and said, "Will you help us start a gay-straight alliance?" And at that point, I said yes. Together, teachers and young people, mostly student-led, really created a movement. That's old news now, but it was revolutionary at the beginning. That was just one really beautiful thing that came out of my openness. It allowed me to do what I do best as a teacher, which is to give power to young people to lead themselves.
I saw white people wearing shirts that said Black Lives Matter, like they were doing me such a favor by having a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered, like I didn't already know that. So I thought I'd return the favor and let white people know that, hey, your life matters too. It's sort of like when random people will see the documentary, and the third chapter basically was saying, hey, we all love Kanye, but sometimes you gotta turn the camera off on him. Feel free to put him on mute whenever he doesn't align with what we're telling you. So sometimes I'll see people at a fashion show and they say, we saw this documentary, and they say, are you good? And I'll say, are you good? So it's like Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. It's just simple as that.
Trans woman being in a female prison.
Yeah, that's fine.
They are women.
They have that in Orange is the New Black, don't they?
Yeah, they are women. They would the amount of abuse and violence that they would face in a men's only prison. That is, it's basically just suggesting like you are not actually a woman, you are a man. They are women. Yeah. They are more women than I am.
Can you define what a woman is? I'm learning as I go with the pronouns. Sorry.
A person that identifies as a woman, I suppose.
So when you say identifies, do you mean feels? So for example, you can clearly see I'm a male. Yeah. Hope so anyway. If I wake up tomorrow morning and want to identify as a woman, can I do that?
Yeah.
And that would make me a woman.
This just goes to show you the level of intellect we are dealing with in today's world. These people are college students, and someone mentioned, isn't that in Orange is the New Black? They talk so much about protecting women, but they're willing to allow men who claim they are women into women's prisons. Feminism is so backwards we have nonsense like this being said publicly.